In today's video, we are going to be making the most flavorful and crispy vegan falafels. So let's get right into the recipe. The ingredients we will need will be 4 cups of raw chickpeas, which I've soaked overnight, 1 cup of fresh cilantro, a cup of fresh parsley. Here I have 1 medium-sized onion, a 1/4 cup of chickpea flour, which is going to be the binder, half a teaspoon of baking soda, 2 large jalapeno peppers, which I've just taken the seeds out of, 4 cloves of fresh garlic, and for the spices, I have 2 teaspoons of ground cumin, a teaspoon of cardamom, 2 teaspoons of Celtic sea salt, and half a teaspoon of black pepper. And that's going to be all for our ingredients. I'm going to start by slicing my onion into larger pieces. You don't have to worry about making the pieces too small because the food processor will do the rest. Here I'm just slicing it into wedges. And then we're going to pop these in the food processor just like this. And then you can just add these pieces into the food processor. We are also going to roughly chop our jalapeños. As I said earlier, I did already take the seeds out, but now I'm just going to cut them into about 1 inch wide pieces, just to make it easier on the food processor. You don't want chunks of jalapeno. And then we can add those in as well. Then to the onion and jalapeno, we're going to add 1 cup of fresh parsley and 1 cup of fresh cilantro. Then you can pop on the lid and we're going to process this until there's no chunks. You don't want large pieces of the jalapeno or onion. If you're enjoying this recipe, then make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can get notified anytime I post a new video. Now let's get back to the recipe. Once this is finely diced, we can add in our 4 cups of raw chickpeas. For the spices, I have 2 teaspoons of ground cumin, 1 teaspoon of cardamom, half a teaspoon of black pepper, and 2 teaspoons of Celtic sea salt. And we can just add that in as well. A 1/4 cup of chickpea flour, which is going to be our binder. Four cloves of minced garlic. And lastly, half a teaspoon of baking soda. And we're going to process this until we have a dough-like consistency. Once you have a soft and dough-like consistency like this, it's ready. So now I'm going to pop this in the fridge for 1 to 2 hours before frying. You can also make this the night before you plan on using it. Now that my falafel mix has finished setting in the fridge, we're going to roll them out. Here I have a hummus small scoop, and I'm just going to use this to make the shape of the falafels. You can also eyeball it, but I like using a measuring spoon just to make sure that they're all around the same size. I'm going to be pressing mine down a little more flat because I'm going to be pan frying mine in coconut oil on my cast iron. But if you are deep frying him, then make him more circular. And we're going to repeat this for all of the falafels. I'm only going to be making 1 portion for now, so here I have 8 falafels and I'm just going to pan fry these. The rest of the falafel mix I'm going to put back in the fridge for later. I'm heating up my cast iron with unrefined coconut oil, but you can use any frying oil you like. And here I just have a plate covered with a kitchen towel which we will be putting the falafels on to absorb any of the excess oil. Once the oil has heated up, you can start adding in the falafels. Just be careful not to burn yourself with the hot oil. I like to let them cook for about 15 to 20 seconds before flipping to the other side. As you can see, mine have gotten some really nice color. So I'm just going to flip them all over and let them cook for another 15 to 20 seconds and keep flipping them back and forth till there's no green left in the middle. Once they're all brown, they're perfectly cooked. Mine have just finished cooking, so I am going to shake off any excess oil and add those onto the kitchen towel. Once they've all finished, dab off any excess oil from the top, and these are ready to be served. The falafels have just finished, so they are ready to be eaten. I've plated mine with some rice, along with a side salad with some tahini dressing on top. Each serving of falafels has 7 falafels, and this recipe makes 6 servings. Each serving has 314 calories, 11 grams of protein, and 5 grams of fiber, as well as 216% your daily value of vitamin K, 26% daily value of vitamin A, and 24% daily value of vitamin E. It also contains smaller amounts of other vitamins and minerals, including vitamin C, folate, calcium, magnesium, and iron. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this recipe. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and comment down below what your favorite way to eat falafels is. See you next time on Simple Plant-Based Food.